Okay. Are we working? Hold on. Are we working? Okay, I think we got it. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hello, everyone. Here we are, Research and Ramblings of a Mage. Episode 30, I think this is. Can y'all believe that? Awesome. Welcome, Sakura. I see you've been actually hanging around here for a few minutes. Glad to have it. Glad to see you here, my man. Hello, Magical Girl 999 or Peachy. And yes, I heard all y'all's comments last week since I wasn't using the Working Dragon Mystic coffee cups. So I made sure I had me a Working Dragon Mystic coffee cup this week. All right, Bernaldus, welcome. Is it Twilight Girl? Twilight 1? Welcome. Twilight, welcome. Hey, good to see you. Mysterious, welcome back. Good to see you. Mavilda, hey, you made it back too. Welcome. All right. We got a lot of familiar faces in here. I'm sorry. I do my best with the names on here. I inevitably mess them up. I do my best, and I do apologize if I mess it up. Malango, welcome. Good to see you in here. And Selena, good to see you again. Ms. Weeks, good to see you. So many regular faces and a few new ones. This is an awesome night indeed. Makes this old mage happy to be alive. Welcome, Harry. Good to see you. Mathis, my man. Been a while. Good to see you. Hope you've been doing all right. So, well, first off, most of you who's in the Discord, and if you haven't already joined the Discord, there's a link below usually after it uploads. So do join it. We got a great community out there. But most of the people on Discord know I've spent a good chunk of this week finding more and more electronic devices that lightning strike messed up. So we even had a small computer difficulty we had to deal with earlier in the week. So it has been a hectic, busy, but fun week. I did manage to get some research done. One thing I did do is I checked in with Lilith and Samiel because I am trying to get prepared for the Clifothic evocation pathworking at the beginning of the year, it looks like at this point. I'm still wanting to get it started sooner, but so I touched base with them a little bit to see how they were doing, and they told me I'm doing a good job of getting everything done that they want me to get done before I dive into that particular path working. And they've also let me know they've been keeping a couple eyes on me, making sure I'm doing all right. And they've been manipulating a thing or two in the background to help me out. So that's been nice. They did tell me I actually got to start the path working all over. So it don't sound like I'll be starting back with them. It actually sounds like I'll be starting back at square one with Nima again, which is cool. I wanted a chance to get to work with her again anyway. So there we go there. Been working a lot with the dragons, getting the Dragon Magic 102 course going. There's some debate of whether the astrology dragons will be in the course or whether we're just going to put those on YouTube. That's still being hashed out for the end of the course. But the good news for those people already in Dragon Magic 101 and who's either getting close to finishing or are already working on your Dragon Magic tool of choice, the bulk of the course, the main body of the course, is almost fully filmed. So there's a fair chance by the end of this month or mid next month, the bulk of the entirety of the course will be filmed and in editing. And so honestly, by the end of next month, we should have the bulk edited and see if there's any reshoots that need to be made. And then we just got to fill out some of the outlying parts. So all great news on that. It's been a very productive week. Even though we've hit a few road bumps, a few stressors, it's been really good. Let's see what we got here. I've missed a few of these. Security. You've been linked up since I posted it. Awesome. Oh, yeah. You've not seen me in my red shirt, have you? Yeah. This is one of the, I don't know. I don't get a chance to wear this too often on stream, so a few people haven't seen me in it. But it was a relatively warm day. It was the right shirt of choice. So, and it's comfy too. Matilda, I keep forgetting you are Eclectic Luna, so I'm glad you reminded me of that. Because I see you so often over in Discord. My brain hasn't connected the two yet. I apologize. I'll try and make that connection and keep it locked in. Mathis, man, I understand. Life happens. We all get busy. As busy as I am, I'm not sure I'd be able to make them if it wasn't actually part of my job. Kiss of the Vampire, that's actually a really great question. And truth is, I've not worked with Samiel a whole lot. I only really started working with him when I did the first Clifothic Path working. And this is my second go-round with him. So I can say him and Lucifer have a lot of similarities. They really do. And I see why a lot of people think they are the same entity. Though that said, I do get a drastically different vibe off of them at that same point. And then some people's like, well, could it be just a different face of Lucifer? And there's where I'm not 100% sure yet. In fact, that's one of the big ones that I'm looking forward to doing this path working at the first of the year, is because I'm trying to get that comparison between Lucifer and Samiel. So I'm not 100% sure on that one just yet, though I have my suspicions. I really do. Currently speaking, I lean toward they are more of the same entity currently. But I don't want to say for absolute certain because I've not got enough exposure to the both of them to be 100%. I hope that's somewhat helpful. Yeah, you do. You look like in the Clifothic workings, the path working I'm following anyways, Lilith and Lucifer are the backbones of it all the way up from top to bottom. So you work with those two energies a lot. So when you get to the sphere where you encounter both Lilith and Samiel, and I found it interesting. But like I said, I do see so many similarities between Lucifer and Samiel. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to, lock myself in on a vote there, but I suspect they are very possibly the same entity. Possibly. But that path working is something I will be talking about once I start doing it. Y'all know I like to talk about my path workings and my research here. That's why we call it research and ramblings. So as I go through that, I will definitely be talking to y'all about that. And I'm pretty sure the information I get that leads one way or the other on that will definitely be something I'm talking about then, because that's a big point for me working with Samiel. I've always wondered if they were the same. So, and the first path working, you work a little bit with this energy. I did, but it was mostly just with the sphere itself and that particular realm's energy. So this is the first chance of really getting to dive deep in with him that I'm going to get. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that's actually been pretty much my week in a nutshell, other than working with some students and helping some people with some questions and answering emails. We did recently release a new video. It's actually been a very popular video. This one was dispelling a lot of popular myths around pact work. So if you haven't, be sure to check that out later. Actually, Selena, that's a good question. I have noticed that they do tend to help in certain areas. As to the exacts of what they help and what degree, not 100% sure on what those would be. Though I have noticed that they can help get a person deeper into meditations. I've noticed they can actually help your body when you're working with the energy. If you're wanting to work with a specific energy and you happen to know the rate that it vibrates at, they can seem to help you match those vibrations a little easier. Some of the other claims that I've heard people mention, I've heard they can change eye color. I've heard they can help you lose weight. Someone told me they can make you taller. Some person said they could help you grow hair. That's someone who was unaware I purposely shaved my head. So apparently they thought I wanted my hair back. But I've never seen any proof of that. So I'm not going to say that they can't, because obviously, being a magician, almost anything's possible. But as a man who demands results, even in his magic, I have to say the jury's out. Well, thank you, Twilight. Thank you. I like the bald look myself. It's a little easier to keep up. But no, I am looking more into the beats and trying to understand more about them, because their value in trance work alone to me is fascinating. So I'm wanting to know just exactly what we could use them for. But I think, like so many other things, when we first find out about them, some of the claims are a bit overblown. Hey, young lion, good to see you. Good to see you. And yeah, Mathilda's right. If you use them to calm down and focus, that's actually one of the best uses I've found for them, hands down, right now. But still trying to do a bit of research on them when I get the chance. Oh, and for those who asked, today's coffee. Today we're drinking Murder. Well, it's Murder Coffee Company. I think the particular roast is called Stay Awake. So this one's pretty good. I'll admit, I tried one of their other roasts earlier in the week, was not impressed. This one's pretty good, though. This one is good. Well, that's a pretty big change, Mathis. Bald to dreads. Though I do have a friend, he went from dreads to bald, so I guess it's just the other direction. Oh, singing bowls for meditation work. I really do enjoy those. Now, for me personally, I don't really get singing bowls to work very easily. So if I'm the one making the noise with it, they're more of a nuisance than anything, because they become a distraction as opposed to a meditation aid. Though at the same time, some of the deeper singing bowls, oh, I love those for meditation, as long as I'm not the one that has to be making it make the noise. And they are really great for meditation because they can really get the whole room vibrating. And that is a great meditation aid if you have access to it. The big reason I don't worry or don't focus on them so much is the price that singing bowls have gotten just aren't practical for most practitioners anymore. So I try to get my students and individuals I work with to meditate without them. In the meditation course, if any of you's taken it, you'll notice that we include some tracks for drumming and whatnot. We tried to get a singing bowl, but the recording of it just didn't have the same effect, so we weren't happy with that. But they are a good resource for meditation. And actually, they're a really good resource for breaking up stagnant energy, too. Hey, Sophia, good to have you. Good to have you. Also, everyone, if you're here and you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. And if your question gets lost in the shuffle, I apologize. We do have Super Chat, so you can use that to make sure it pins it and flashes it in my face to make sure I do see it. Or if you just want to donate to the work we're doing, either way. Hey, TC, good to see you. Hey, Dragon of the West, good to see you. Flutes, I've never actually enjoyed meditating to flutes. And it's interesting because I have met a few people who do really good with flutes. Though flutes does not seem to, it seems, I'm trying to make sure I word this correctly. If you play the numbers, more people have trouble with flutes as opposed to being helped. This is one reason I do fall back on drumming so much. Because when it comes to shamanic drumming or drumming in general, that good rhythmic drumming, 95% of all people I've worked with respond exceptionally well to drumming. And that is one reason I made sure to include drumming in the meditation course. There's just something so beautiful about drumming and the way it helps with meditation, trance, and journeying. And ever since I was really little, I've always tapped out this same rhythm. And that rhythm, for whatever reason, we found out is excellent for journey work and trance work. To this day, I don't know what inspiration placed that rhythm on me, because I normally can't sing or carry a tune or keep a beat for nothing. In fact, if I'm trying to keep beat or keep rhythm, I will immediately default back to that. My dad used to hate it. So, no, I think the drumming is exceptional. I think that's actually one of the best ones to go with in most cases. Mysterious, that's actually a pretty good question. And actually, I won't lie, I thought the same thing for many years. I really did. So straight off the bat, that would be a generalization that I was guilty of at one point. Though I have found out that demons and angels really both can help you in the spiritual and the physical. The big differential between the two entity groups is angels are definitely a bit more gentle in how they do things most of the time. There are exceptions. And they tend to follow more of a rigid set of rules and guidelines that they will help you and they will work with you as long as you're within those guidelines. Whereas demons, they're quick to get you to your goals one way or the other. That might not be gentle, that might not be pleasant, but they will get you where you're going. And they don't really have those rigid guidelines. They're willing to work very loose and free. So in a lot of ways, people find them easier to work with just because you don't have to follow strict guidelines. But depending on what you're working with them for and the entities you're working with, you can achieve both spiritual and material goals with both sets. In fact, some of the biggest spiritual breakthroughs I've had actually came through different demons. And some of the bigger physical realm things that I had early in my practice came from angels. So yeah, they it really comes down to your preference of the type of entity you want to work with there, if you have a preference. I mean, me personally, I'll work with both of them. I don't mind. Though most days of the week I do prefer working with demons because again, that the rigid structure of angels and me, it's a bit more frustrating to dot the I's and cross the T's, but I still enjoy working with angels. Archangel Michael is one of my favorites to work with, hands down. Um, as is Azazel. So yeah. Oh yeah. The drums do definitely help in shamanic journey and Dragon of the West. Two birds. There's a lot of entities that associate with crows and ravens, but crows usually deal, and ravens both actually. They very much overlap in their meanings. They deal with secrets, they deal with the other side, they deal with magic, and they deal with messages of the dead. But they're really big on knowledge, wisdom, and secrets. So you could definitely have a lot going on there. You could have an entity that works with this style of bird reaching out to you as well. I know ravens are very common around my house after I started working with Odin. And any time when he was calling out to me, even when I wasn't listening, ravens would swarm my house or my car. They were just everywhere when he was trying to get a hold of me. I knew he was trying to get a hold of me. I was just ignoring him back then. Um, and the few times the Morgan has reached out to me, she's reached out using a crow. So I look into the meanings of them, meditate on it, and also look into the entities that could possibly be reaching out to you, Selena. Hey, Dennis. I am doing good, man. I got me a good cup of coffee. To the best of my knowledge, I think we have found everything the lightning killed. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Research is going well. Filming, I'm getting back on schedule. I'm liking it. I was a happy old Mage right now. Yeah, I mean, I've only had. There's been a few requests where me and Angels butted heads, and they were a bit stubborn. But I have to point out that they had a very good reason, and they were correct that someone else was already working on the matter, and I should go see that entity instead. So they still did point me in the right direction. So I can't say I've had a bad experience with an angel per se. Ooh, Lauren, Five Guys is good stuff. Real good stuff. I'm a little jealous there. Oh, no problem, Selena. Happy to help. In fact, if you find out who's reaching out to you or something, let me know. I'd be interested in it. Young Lion. There are a few dragons that do work in the areas of baneful magic. And one of those dragons is actually going to be in the 102 class, though she has not yet given me the okay to give her information out publicly for the channel yet. And since she can be a bit cantankerous and she has, that the mom stare like you ain't never seen, I'm going to respect her. And until she gives me that, I ain't going to out her. But yeah, there are some dragons that definitely do focus in the baneful magic area. Uh, you know, Elder, I personally never had an entity get mad at ignoring them because the only two I've ever ignored really was Odin and Freya, and they were persistent. And Odin took it as a challenge, so he had fun with it. Freya just kind of came at it with that caring, compassionate, um, strong will that she has. So she just kept at it too. They didn't get mad. Now I do know a few people who has had entities knocking at the door, keep answering, and just keep getting very blatant to the point where they did realize, like actually the Morgan and Hecate come to mind. They knew that the specific goddess was calling to them, and they deliberately chose to ignore it. And they did start getting pretty bad strings of bad luck because the goddesses were somewhat miffed. Um, but this usually only happens if the goddess is calling to you and there's a like you've reached out to them at one point before, so you initiated it. I've never seen it in the case where they're trying to get in touch with you and you're just not ready to work with them. So it usually, I've only seen it when there was a you reached out first kind of thing.